All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive today. We are going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people are curious about.
Absolutely.
And that is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading.
Yeah.
And using this beginner's guide that someone sent in,
Okay.
we are going to be kind of breaking down some of the must-know stuff for anyone who's kind of curious about it, but also maybe a little bit intimidated by it.
Definitely a lot of information out there.
Yeah, and it's, I think about, like, when my friend invested in Dogecoin because of, like, a meme he saw.
Oh, yeah.
And let's just say it didn't work out very well for him.
It can be a gamble, sure.
So we're not talking about, like, getting rich quick schemes or any of that stuff, but just, like, the basics. Like, what do you really need to know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Understanding the fundamentals is key before you jump in. And one of those things is demystifying what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency actually are.
Okay.
They're basically digital forms of money, but instead of banks controlling everything, they use this revolutionary technology called blockchain.
Blockchain. Okay, so that's the thing that everyone keeps talking about. Is it like some kind of magical internet ledger or something?
Pretty much, yeah. Imagine a digital record of every single transaction, and that record is constantly being verified by a network of computers all over the world.
Okay.
Making it incredibly secure and transparent.
So it's like...
And the beauty of it is that it's decentralized, so no single entity like a government or a bank can control it.
Right.
This gives individuals more control over their finances.
Okay, so it's like the Wild West of finance.
Yeah.
But like with a super secure record-keeping system?
Exactly.
Okay, so where do I even start if I want to try this crypto trading thing?
The first step is choosing a cryptocurrency exchange.
Okay.
This is basically like your platform for buying and selling your crypto.
Okay.
For beginners, I usually recommend sticking with a centralized exchange.
Okay.
They tend to be a little bit more user-friendly.
Right.
They have better customer support. It's kind of like choosing a bank.
Right. You want to go with one you trust.
Exactly. Yeah. You want one that's reliable and secure.
Okay, cool.
But
I've heard some horror stories about people, like, losing their Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
Because they sent it to the wrong place or something. How do I avoid becoming one of those cautionary tales?
That's where crypto wallets come in.
Okay.
Think of it as your personal digital vault for storing your crypto.
All right. Should I be moving my crypto off of the exchange, like, as soon as I buy it?
That's generally a good idea.
Okay.
While exchanges have security measures in place, they can still be targets for hackers.
Sure.
For starters, a software wallet or a hot wallet is a good choice.
Hot wallet. Okay. Is that like leaving my crypto in a toaster oven?
Not quite.
Should I be worried about it getting burnt?
No. Hot just means it's connected to the internet, so it's like carrying cash in your pocket.
Okay.
Convenient for everyday transactions, but for long-term storage, you might want to consider a cold wallet or a hardware wallet. They're offline and super secure. It's like a safe tucked away in your house.
So hot wallet for quick access and a cold wallet for keeping my crypto stash safe.
Exactly.
In the long run. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready to buy some Bitcoin, but hold on. I'm hearing all this talk about trading pairs and order books and market orders, and it's a bit overwhelming.
Sure.
What are, like, the must-know concepts before I jump in?
Okay, well, let's start with trading pairs.
Okay.
It's simply what you're exchanging in a trade.
Okay.
For example, BTC USD means you're trading Bitcoin against the US dollars. It's like exchanging currencies when you travel.
Right.
Except here, you're dealing with crypto and traditional money.
Got it. Okay, so that's how we're measuring the value?
Yes.
Okay, what about this mysterious order book thing?
Think of it as a live bulletin board where buyers and sellers post their offers. You'll see bids, which are prices that people are willing to pay, and asks, which are prices that people are willing to sell for.
Right.
The highest bid and the lowest ask determine the current market price.
So if I want to buy Bitcoin, like, right now at the best possible price, I should place a market order, right?
Exactly. A market order gets you in at the current market price.
Okay.
But let's say you have a specific price in mind. That's where limit orders come in.
Okay.
You set your desired price, and the order only executes if the market hits your target.
So market order for, like, instant action and limit order for a more strategic approach?
Exactly.
Got it. This is making a lot more sense.
Good.
I'm starting to feel like I can actually handle this.
That's great to hear.
But before we actually start trading, how do I choose which cryptocurrency to invest in?
Right.
There are so many options. It's kind of overwhelming.
You're not wrong. It can feel like standing in a candy store with a million choices.
Yeah.
For beginners, I always recommend starting with the well-established players like Bitcoin, BTC, and Ethereum. They're like the blue chip stocks of the crypto world.
Right.
With a longer track record and wider adoption.
So those are like the safe bets.
They're considered a little bit safer.
Okay, but what if I want to explore those lesser-known cryptocurrencies?
Yeah.
Try to find the next big thing.
Well, I admire your adventurous spirit, but remember, in the crypto world, higher potential rewards often come with higher risk.
Okay, so be careful.
If you're venturing into the world of altcoins, do your research thoroughly.
Yeah.
Don't fall for the hype without really understanding what you're getting into.
So I don't want to repeat the Dogecoin story.
Exactly.
Okay, so start with the established cryptos, do my research before I venture out, and avoid getting caught up in the hype. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay, so once I've chosen my crypto,
Yes.
what are the different ways I can actually trade it? Is it just a matter of buying and selling like with stocks?
There's actually a whole spectrum of trading strategies,
Okay.
each with its own level of risk and reward. Let's start with day trading, where you're constantly buying and selling within the same day, trying to profit from those tiny price movements.
Day trading.
Yeah.
That sounds intense and maybe a little bit exhausting.
It definitely requires a certain personality type.
Okay.
It's fast-paced, high-risk, high-reward, and involves constantly monitoring the charts and reacting to market fluctuations.
Definitely not for me.
Not for everyone.
What are some other options that might be a better fit for someone just starting out?
Swing trading could be a good option. It's about catching those price swings that happen over a few days or weeks.
Okay.
You mentioned wanting to be a bit more active than just holding.
Right.
This could be a good fit.
Swing trading. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Are there any other strategies I should know about, especially for someone who's more interested in like the long game?
Absolutely. If you believe in the long-term potential of certain cryptos, position trading might be your style.
Okay.
It's all about holding for months, even years, riding out those short-term fluctuations and focusing on the bigger picture.
So like planting a seed and watching it grow into a mighty crypto tree.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
It requires patience and a belief in the underlying value of that asset.
All right, and now I've also heard people talk about scalping and hodling.
Yes.
What are those all about?
Scalping is the most extreme end of the spectrum.
Okay.
It's buying and selling within minutes, sometimes even seconds, trying to squeeze profits out of those tiny price changes.
Oh, wow.
It's high risk, high stress, and definitely not for beginners.
Yeah, I think I'll stay away from that one for now.
Hodling, on the other hand, is the opposite. It's about buying and holding for dear life, ignoring the daily ups and downs, and believing in the long-term potential of crypto.
Okay, so scalping sounds a bit too intense for me right now.
Yeah.
But hodling, I could definitely get behind that.
Cool.
So let's say I've chosen my trading style. How do I actually figure out when to buy and sell?
Okay, that's where things get really interesting.
Right.
There are two main approaches. Technical analysis, which is all about studying charts and patterns to predict future price movements.
Okay.
And fundamental analysis, which is like looking under the hood of a crypto project to assess its true value.
So technical analysis is for those who like charts and graphs?
Yes.
And fundamental analysis is for those who like to really dig deeper into the nitty-gritty?
You got it.
All right, so technical analysis, it's like reading the tea leaves of the market.
Exactly.
Looking for clues in past price data to predict future trends. It involves things like candlestick charts, trend lines, support and resistance level.
It's a whole world unto itself.
Candlestick charts, they sound kind of cool. Do they really work?
They can be incredibly powerful tools.
Okay,
Each candlestick tells a story about price action over a specific period.
interesting.
You can identify patterns that suggest potential reversals or continuations of trends.
So it's like learning a secret language to decipher the market's whispers.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what about those support and resistance levels? I've heard those terms thrown around a lot.
Think of support as a floor and resistance as a ceiling for the price.
Okay,
So if you're watching Bitcoin and it keeps bouncing off 45,000, that's resistance.
got it.
A break above that could signal a new bull run.
Okay, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping an eye on that.
Good.
So technical analysis helps me understand the market's mood swings.
Yeah,
But what about fundamental analysis?
right.
What kind of digging do I need to do there?
It's about going beyond the charts and evaluating the underlying value of a crypto project.
Okay,
You'll look at things like the technology, the team behind it,
right.
the tokenomics, how the cryptocurrency is structured,
Okay.
and its real-world adoption potential.
So it's like investigating a company before you buy their stock.
Exactly. Trying to figure out if it's a solid investment.
All right, cool. So fundamental analysis helps me like separate the hype from reality?
Yes.
Okay, got it. But even with all this knowledge and analysis, crypto markets are still unpredictable.
Oh, absolutely.
So risk management is like super crucial.
Absolutely, one of the most fundamental principles is diversification.
Okay.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Spread your investment across different cryptocurrencies to reduce the impact if any single asset takes a nosedive.
So don't put all my faith in one crypto savior.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Another strategy is hedging.
Yes.
Which is like taking out insurance on your investments.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can use various tools to offset potential losses if the market moves against you.
So kind of like a safety net for my crypto portfolio.
Exactly.
Okay, but some of these strategies sound pretty complex. Is there a simple rule that I can follow to avoid risking too much?
Absolutely. The 1% rule is a great guideline.
Okay.
Never risk more than 1% of your total capital
Got it.
on any single trade.
Okay.
So if you have 10,000 to invest, your maximum risk on any single trade should be 100.
All right, so diversify, hedge, and follow the 1% rule.
Exactly.
Got it. Any other golden nuggets of wisdom for a newbie crypto trader like myself?
Perhaps the most important rule of all.
Okay, hit me.
Do your own research.
Okay.
Never invest in any cryptocurrency project without thoroughly researching it yourself.
All right.
Understand the technology, the team, the risks involved, and the potential before you part with your hard-earned money.
Dior. It's officially my motto.
Good!
But even with all this research and risk management, I imagine things can still get pretty stressful in the crypto world.
Absolutely.
Any advice on like keeping a cool head?
Having a clear exit strategy is key.
Okay.
Know when to take profits and when to cut your losses.
Right.
Don't let emotions cloud your judgment.
Okay.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a bull market.
Yeah.
But having a predefined plan will help you stay disciplined and make rational decisions.
So create a plan and stick to it even when things get wild.
Exactly.
Got it. This is all incredibly helpful. We've covered so much ground from like understanding what crypto even is to choosing exchanges and wallets and different trading styles and technical and fundamental analysis and risk management and even staying sane in this crazy crypto world.
We've covered a lot.
But we're just getting started.
We're just getting started next. We'll delve into something that's often overlooked but incredibly important, the regulatory landscape of crypto.
Regulations. Okay, that sounds a bit daunting, but I guess it's important to know the rules of the game.
Definitely.
Bring on the legal jargon.
Right. It's not as scary as it sounds. Basically, the rules around crypto are still being figured out, and they can be different depending on where you live. It's kind of like the early days of the internet. Things are changing fast.
So different countries have different laws about buying and selling crypto.
Exactly.
I guess that makes sense. It's a global thing after all.
Right. Some countries are super crypto-friendly, while others are more cautious. It's crucial to know the rules in your jurisdiction before you start trading. You don't want to accidentally break any laws or end up in trouble with the tax man.
Yeah, that's a good point. I definitely don't want any surprise audits.
Right.
So what are some key things I need to watch out for, legally speaking?
Well, taxes are a big one. Just like with stocks or other investments, you may have to pay taxes on your crypto gains.
Okay.
It varies from place to place, so checking with a tax professional is always a good idea.
Okay, so keep track of those profits and be prepared to share some with the government.
Exactly.
All right, what else should I be aware of?
Another important thing is know your customer, AKYC, and anti-money laundering, AML, regulations.
Okay.
Reputable exchanges will ask you to verify your identity to comply with these rules.
KYC and AML, those sound familiar, but I'm not entirely sure what they're all about.
Think of it this way. KYC is like showing your ID at a bar to prove you're old enough to drink.
Okay.
It's all about making sure you are who you say you are to prevent fraud. AML is like the bouncer, keeping an eye out for any suspicious activity to make sure the bar isn't being used for anything shady.
So it's all about keeping the crypto world safe and legit.
Exactly.
I can get behind that. Any other legal craps I should be aware of?
It's also smart to stick with regulated exchanges whenever possible. They're like established businesses that follow the rules, unlike those shady back alley exchanges that might disappear overnight with your crypto.
Got it. Stick with the reputable players. Are there any other red flags I should watch out for in the crypto world?
Be wary of projects that promise unrealistic returns or sound too good to be true.
Okay.
Remember, if it sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme, it probably is. Also, do your due diligence on any project before investing. Understand the technology, the team behind it, and whether it's solving a real-world problem.
Dyer, always speaking of the real world. What's the bigger picture here? Where does crypto fit into the future of money and technology?
That's a question that keeps a lot of people up at night. Crypto has the potential to revolutionize everything from finance to art to how we govern ourselves. We're already seeing the rise of decentralized finance, which is like rebuilding the entire financial system on the blockchain.
DeFi.
Yeah, it's cutting out the middlemen and giving people more control over their money.
That sounds intriguing, but also a bit intimidating. Is it something I should be paying attention to, even as a beginner?
It's definitely worth understanding, even if you're not ready to dive in head first. Imagine being able to borrow and lend money without dealing with banks or earning interest on a crypto without relying on traditional financial institutions. That's the kind of power DeFi can unlock.
Wow. That's a game changer. Are there any other trends in the crypto space that are getting you excited?
Another one to watch is non-fungible tokens, NFTs. You mentioned liking digital art, right?
Yes.
Well, NFTs are like digital certificates of ownership for digital or physical assets. It's like owning a unique piece of the internet.
So I could own the original meme that inspired your friend to buy Dogecoin?
Exactly.
That's hilarious, but also kind of cool.
NFTs are changing how we think about ownership and value in the digital world. And this is just the beginning. The crypto space is constantly evolving, which is why it's so important to stay curious and informed.
I'm definitely hooked. This deep dive has been amazing. I'm feeling much more confident about navigating the crypto world, but I know there's still so much to learn. Any final words of wisdom for a newbie crypto enthusiast like myself?
The best advice I can give is to embrace the journey. Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn as you go. The crypto world is full of opportunities, but it's also important to be aware of the risks. Stay informed, be cautious, and always
Dire. It's officially my motto. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive, but I have one final question for our listeners to ponder. If you had to pick one, what emerging trend in the cryptocurrency space are you most excited about, and why?
That's a tough one. There's so much happening, but I think I'm most excited about the potential of blockchain technology to create a more equitable and transparent world.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know, we've talked about DeFi and NFTs, but there are so many other use cases being explored, from supply chain management to voting systems to digital identity.
Yeah, it seems like there are endless possibilities.
Absolutely, and I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with this technology. It's really exciting to see how it's going to unfold in the coming years.
I completely agree. Well, that's about all the time we have for today, but wow, what an amazing deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too.
I'm actually kind of excited to start exploring more. Maybe even dip my toes into some trading, you know?
Yeah.
No Dogecoin for me, though.
Good choice.
I'm thinking Bitcoin or Ethereum, like you recommended.
It's always smart to start with the more established cryptos, and remember, no matter what you choose, always do your research.
Yes.
Manage your risk, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Wise words. This has been an incredible journey. I feel like I've learned so much in such a short time.
It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to all of our listeners for joining us on this deep dive into the world of crypto. We hope you found it informative and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Yeah.
Until next time, happy trading.
Happy trading, everyone.